Hello everyone, it's Shazib of Radio from Game Logics, and this is the 19th part of our tutorial series how to make a switch game in Unity. Okay, so in the previous part I have made a mistake, a simple one. Okay, so let's fix that first. Okay, in the destroy object method, no, in the object follow method. Yeah, so basically the mistake that I've made is uh, here. Okay, so it's target dot position plus offset because it doesn't make any sense. Okay, because we need our camera to follow our player. Okay, so it's basically our camera position. Okay, so it doesn't make any sense, like assigning its own position and then here changing its position and then okay. So target dot position plus its offset. Okay, so like the difference between the camera and our player target position. Okay, our player and the camera. Okay, so it's basically our target position. Okay, because we are following our player. Okay, we want our camera to follow our player. So now it's set. Okay, so let's save it and let's create. Okay, so I haven't attached this script with our main camera, which is a kind of lame. And let's attach. We need filter color to be attached with our main camera. Okay, so it's done. And now let's create another script which will be used for our uh, camera shaking. Like okay, so like when our player gets destroyed, like when we strike with something, so it will create a shaking effect in our camera. Okay, that will look very awesome. Okay, so let's create that script for our camera shake. Okay, and let's call it shake camera. Okay, so let's do this. Let's write the script for this. So we don't need this update method here, so let's get rid of this and let's create a few data members and okay, let's delete this one, and I think that I need this one if I'm not wrong. Let's see. Okay, so I need a few data members that are going to be public float shake duration. Okay, so it's going to be like half a second. Okay, and then float shake magnitude, like with how much magnitude. What the hell? How? How did it got deleted, man? Hell, float and shake magnitude. Okay, like with the what magnitude we we would like to shake our camera. Okay, so it's like you can say the ninth or tenth part of our of like a second. So it's not that big magnitude, like okay, like something you can say an earthquake. Okay, not like that. Okay, it's a small magnitude. And another one is a transform. Here we will assign our camera. Okay, shake camera. Not that one, and it's not our class. Okay, it's a data member. Okay, so okay, and another one is going to be our string, which will hold our camera tag. Like if something went wrong, like to be more to be like to get our camera, okay, if something went wrong. So shake camera tag, because our main camera is basically tagged with a by default, yeah, it's tagged. Our main camera is tagged by default. Okay, so it's done. Oh, what the hell? Okay, so in start, what I need to do is we need to get our camera. Okay, so shake camera, uh, shake camera, and get component, which is going to be our camera. So it will get our camera component because we will attach this script with our camera. So it will get our camera with no issue. Okay, and along with the camera we need to get its transform as well. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's create a method uh, which we will be using uh, when I will create our player controller. Okay, so there I will use this method. Okay, so it's going to be start shake. What the hell? Start shake. Okay, so it's a simple method. From here we need to call, we need to stop all the coroutines. So you know what coroutine is, because I have explained it in Ludo tutorial. So basically coroutines are basically like if we want to execute something after a specified time is passed. Okay, like after 2 seconds, 3 seconds, half a second. Like if we want to execute some code after half a second, after 1 second. Okay, so like that. It's just a brief review of a coroutine. Okay, I have explained these things in the, and we have used coroutines in our Ludo game tutorials. Okay, so then I will call a coroutine which will be uh, shake. Okay, so let's create that coroutine with the return type of my enumerator and the shake. Yeah, not shake camera, shake this one. Okay, and we need to first create it because it expects a yield statement, return null. Okay, so this is the main part where we create a break for a specified time, like let's say if there is some code that I need to execute after like 1 second, let's say. So just to remind you that we have done this. Okay, like yield return wait for seconds. Okay, this is the method. Okay, wait for seconds, and then we need to pass like 2 seconds in. No, I think it's the way of his new, if I'm not wrong. Wait seconds. Yeah, new. Okay, so it's done with new. Okay, so float seconds, see, like 2.0, 2.0. Okay, so like this, and then okay, like here, like let's say here is I write some code like whatever. Okay, and a few statements and like okay, like some code. Okay, so this code will be executed after when this coroutine is called. Then it will wait here for 2 seconds, and then after passing when 2 seconds are passed, then this code will get executed. So okay, so this is the coroutine. Okay, I don't know, I have explained these things, and okay, it's not a problem. Okay, so we don't need this thing here. Okay, like we don't need to take a break. Just like now, and let's write the code. Okay, so float and elapsed time, the time which has passed. Like okay, elapsed time is the time that has passed. So it's going to be 0.0, and then we need a while statement. If our elapsed time If our elapsed time is less than what shake duration, then come to the while statement and begin to execute while statement. Okay, and we need to like yeah, elapsed time. What the hell? And plus equal to mm, time dot delta time. Okay, so this statement works like let me comment it uh, like this. Elapsed time is equal to elapsed time uh, plus. Okay, okay, so they both are same. They both are same. So it's a short way of doing this thing. Okay, so let's comment this out so you know that okay, you can do this by this way. Okay, okay. So now float how much like percent complete percent complete is going to be our elapsed time. Don't worry about anything. Okay, I'm going to explain them. Not what the hell? Something wrong with the mouse pointer. Shake duration. Okay, just like that, and a little damping float damper is going to be 1.0 minus math f dot clamp. Okay, so when I will finish writing this code, then I will explain these things. Okay. Mm, 4 point what? Okay, so MythClimp, what it does, it basically uh, gives us a value between a specified range, like a specified minimum and a specified maximum range. Okay, it takes three arguments. One is the value. Okay, like what is the value that we need to specify its range? So it's going to be 4.0 if multiplied by our percent complete minus 3. Okay, and then our minimum value is going to be 0. We want our methifclimp function to return a value minimum between 0 and maximum. What the hell? Maximum is going to be 1.0 means 1. So it's on maximum value. Okay, so then we need float x equal to random dot value and multiplied by 2. So these are floats, that's why 2.0 and the suffix f and minus 1.0. What the hell? Okay, so it's going to be the same for y. So let's copy this and paste it. So it's going to be not x, y. And then x multiplied by equal to shake magnitude multiplied by temper. And you will be thinking, what the hell this man is doing? What he's up to? Don't worry, I'm gonna explain these things. Okay, they are simple things, tricks we need to understand. Okay, and we need white and pink, like a little bit more than X. so it should be twice. And then the final step is going to be our shake camera. Camera is, and we need to change its position like this to finally create the shaking effect. Going to be new vector 3, and it's going to be our shake camera position, and we need to change its x position, and we want to add our specified x, which is this one, from here all the way to this one. Okay, and then we need to do the same with its what, with its y position, to give it a shaking effect with our specified y, and then we shake dot position dot z, and z should remain the same. We don't need to do anything with the z position because we don't want to change the z position. So our coding is done, and now it's time to explain the stuff. Okay, let's save the script. Okay, so I think that there is no confusion in here, like start. Okay, so we will get the camera, and then after, when this method gets executed, so this method will stop all the coroutines if some coroutines are running, so it will stop them all, and then this will call our shake a coroutine. So here the things, I think, that gets a little bit confused. Okay, so so in the beginning, like, our elapsed time has value 0. Okay, so of course it's less than shake duration because it's 0.5. It's half, like half of the one. Okay, so it will, so we will come in this while statement. And time dot delta time. Okay, so I have explained this, like what it does. Okay, so it returns the time that the last frame took. Okay, the completion time in seconds since the last frame. So it will be a very small value, like let's say like 0.000234, like something like this. Let me, because we need the calculator, like 0.0 something like this, or maybe even less than this, like, okay, so something like that. Okay, so this value, when this value gets added, like when this value is added to our elapsed time, so our elapsed time will have some value. Okay, and then, like, let's say it will have a value where is, I think, oh, what the hell, I think I've closed our calculator, which I shouldn't have. Okay, so like, so this statement now, where it, what the hell, man. Okay, don't, okay, so this statement now, okay, this statement, so what here, like, we will have a small value in our percent complete. Okay, like, let's say if we have like 0.02 divided by so our stick duration is 0.5. Okay, so see, it's a small value. So the while statement will execute a few times. Okay, like, not a few times, like, let's say it will execute like maybe 100 times. Okay, not a few times. Okay, it will execute like 100 times or 110, something like that. Okay, because these values are very small. Okay, so it will take some time to reach, like this statement will be false, like we won't come to while statement when, like, this will become 0.4, like 99. Up to this point we will this will get executed. Okay, so like when it becomes uh, 0.5, so now it's not less than chain duration because they both are equal now. So we will skip the while statement, and this line will get executed, and we will um, come out of our code routine. Okay, so yeah, okay, so where we were. Okay, so Yeah, so these are just a few tricks, a little tricks to finally get here and create a slight shaking effect, okay, for our camera. Okay, so it will shake our camera a little bit. Okay, so you got like it will have a small value, and damping is like a smoothing effect, you can say. Okay, like a smoothness in our shaking. Okay, like not some zigzag and a random motion like it once in. Okay, so like earthquake, not like that. Okay, so a damping like will create a smoothing effect, okay, for the camera. So we want our damper to have a value between 0 and 1. It will be 1, and its minimum value will be 0. How? Let me explain. So like 1 minus, okay, so here we will get some value, okay, and then we will subtract that value from 1. Okay, so like here, let's say that our person complete has a value of like let's say 0.2, and divided by shake duration, which is 0.5, so it gets like this. Okay, so 0.4, so when this multiplied by 4.0, it's 1.6. Okay, so like um and one other thing, important thing about clamp is it will return the value when the value is when okay, so when the value is within our specified limits. Okay, so like now we've got the case that our value will not come in the range of our minimum and maximum. How? Because 1.6 minus 3. Okay, so see, it's minus 1.4, so it's not in our specified range. Okay, let me show you. Clamp f. Okay, so it clamps the given value between the given float and maximum float value. Okay, and the okay, so the interesting part is here, returns the given value if it is within the minimum and maximum range. Okay, so it will return the value only if it is in within our specified minimum and specified maximum range. Okay, so I think that you got the idea. Right, so like let's say when our okay, so like let's say when our float value is like our percent value is 0.4, and when this value gets multiplied with hell, when this value get multiplied with our 4.0, then it becomes what? Not, man. Percent complete value is 0.4 multiplied by 4 again. I think we did it. What? Percent what? 0.4, like when our elapsed time is 0.4 divided by 0.5. Okay, yeah. Oh, you thought, okay. So like let's say that our elapsed time has become like 0.4, and our yeah, so it has become like we are about to exit the while statement, like okay, so the time has come, and okay, so like 0.5. Okay, so our elapsed value was 0.4 and shake duration is 0.5, so it will give us 0.8. So now our value has become 0.8. Okay, person complete is 0.8. Like person complete will give us like 1, like mean it's 100% completed. When it will give us 1, like when elapsed um, time value has become 0.5, like same with shake duration. So this divided by this, now it will give us 1. See, okay. So let's get to this after explaining that point, like, yeah, 0.8 point. Yes, when we got the value 0.8. So when 0.8 gets multiplied with 4.0, it becomes 3.2. When minus 3.0 becomes 0.2. Okay, still, yeah, the value is in our range, like it's greater than 0.0. Okay, so it will return the value. Now it's between like 0 and 1. Okay, so this value, it will return us 0.2, and finally we will uh, this value, like 0.2 from 1. 1 minus 0.2, so it will give us 0.8. Okay, and then it will our damper value will be 0.8. Okay, so things work like this here. Okay, so, and the thing that yeah, so I think it's clear now. Okay, so that much explanation is enough. Okay, so like when our percent value, when our person gets value of 1, so like 4 multiplied by 1. Okay, so it's 4, and 4 minus 3 is 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, so it's our maximum range. Okay, so it won't exceed our maximum range, so it will again return the value, so like 1. Okay, so in that case our damper will have the value, because I've told you, because that our damper can have a value of 0, and the minimum value of our damper can be 0, and the maximum can be 1. Okay, so in this case, like when our percent value becomes 1, so in this case, like 4 multiplied by 1 will become 1, and then minus 3 will become 4 minus 3 becomes 1. Okay, so it will give us 1. Okay, so 1 minus 1, oh, what the hell, 1 minus 1 gives us 0. Okay, so in that case, when we are done uh, with our like when our percent complete value becomes 1. Okay, so in that case we will come out of our while statement. Okay, because at that time our elapsed value will also have become like 0.5. Okay, so now let me explain this, what it does. A random dot value is a class for generating random data, and random dot value, it gives us a value between 0 and 1. Let me show you. Okay, returns a random number between 0 inclusive and 1 inclusive. Okay, so like let's say it has returned us 0. So 0 multiplied by 2 becomes 0, and 0 minus 1 minus 1. So we need to have a value between minus 1 and 1. For what? For our x and y axis, or x and y coordinates. Okay, and let's say if it returns a value of 1, so 1 multiplied by 2 give us 2. 2 minus 1, 1. Okay, so and then when shake magnitude and our damper value gets multiplied, so it will give us a small value. Okay, so all these things for what? Just to create a small shaking effect, a simple shaking effect, with with a little bit of smoothness. With what? With this damper factor. Okay, so I think that you got the idea, and that much explanation. Oh, okay, I think that no one does, or no one explain stuff like this. Okay, so it's my way of doing things. Okay, so if still you have some questions, then let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, then please do a subscription, because your support means a lot. Okay, and till then, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next tutorial.